Hello everyone. Hello everyone. All right. Are you all ready? Are you all ready? All right. This is the part that we have all been waiting for, and I'm just going to start when I see a couple more people join the live stream. All right. Hello everyone. All right, if you're ready for this session of the live stream, I want you to drop in the comments. We are ready. I want to see your comments. We are ready. I want to see your comments. We are ready. All right. Yes, keep your comments coming. I want to see that we are ready. We are ready. We are ready. We are ready. I need that. I need that energy boost. Guys, I need you to give me the energy. Yes, Francisca is ready. All right. Go tell your friends to come join, share the link. This part of the webinar is going to be packed, guys, and think anybody should miss. I don't think anybody should miss this part of the webinar because this is where we're all bringing it together, and you need to pay attention. Come with your writing materials. Come with your bottle of water. I have mine here. It's going to be a very, very detailed conversation, and I don't want you to miss it. All right. And yes, at the end of this conversation, we're going to be sharing some materials. But this particular presentation is not going to be given out. I'm not going to give out this particular presentation. So if you know that you want to get this book, come ready. I need you to come ready. All right. I need you to come ready. I want to see your writing materials. I want to see you say you are ready in the chat because I'm just going to dive into it in a few seconds. But by immediately 5 minutes past two from here, which is 5 minutes past eight, from your end, we're going to start live presentation. All right. And I want you to have your writing materials. I want you to have an open mind. And I pray that as you listen, as you go along with me in this journey, you're going to experience that transformation. All right. First of all, I want to say very big thank you to everyone that registered, that took their time to come for this presentation. I do not take it for granted. Thank you so much. And we have so much to unpack from this session. And it is my prayer, I want to pray for you that this session and the entire webinar will transform your journey in the name of Jesus. I want to pray for you that what you would experience today will not just be another session. It is going to take you from where you are to where you want to truly be. And you will never recover from today's session. I promise you, in the name of Jesus, you will not recover from it. All right, so I'm just going to get straight into it. Today, we're looking for at how to go from rejected to hired. Yes, write that down. Say, I am going from rejected to hired. Put it in the comment. I am going from rejected to hired. This is prophetic because today is the last day of the month of May, and in June we are celebrating. I'm going to be flooded with celebrations from you. I'm going to be flooded with messages from you saying, Ola, I put everything I learned to practice. Man, I just got hired. I'm just going to be flooded. So June is a month where we're going to be celebrating back to back. Like I'm going to be practically posting your testimonies every day back to back to say, I got hired, I got hired, I got hired, I attended the webinar, it changed me. We're going to look at resume transformation. I know we already, yes, we already looked at that, but I'm going to add one or two things that when you do this, and those that have been in my mentorship class and that have been like executing what I said, they have testified that this strategy you shared with me, my LinkedIn is blowing up. I'm getting attention. People are sliding into my DM. Like one of my mentees, I shared it on LinkedIn. She got a role. She didn't even apply. It came to her. So I wanted to put it, I'm going from rejected to hired. We're going to look at strategic positioning. We're going to look at how to convert interviews into offers. And we're going to look at premium optimization. How do you optimize every part of your resume? How do you optimize every part of your job search for maximum, somebody say maximum, for maximum impact? Okay, so let's dive in. All right. Yes. Francisca said, we're ready. I'm going from rejected to hired. I want to keep saying it. Just keep saying we're going from rejected to hired. So today I'm going to be covering the rejection problem. We're going to look at resume transformation briefly because that has already been touched, but I need to add some T's and cross some T's and dot some I's. We're going to be looking at the brag sheet system. We're going to be looking at positioning strategy. We're going to be looking at interview conversion. And we're going to go from, rejection and the premium roles that you need to transition to. So you're going to practically be moved today from rejected to hired. Okay. So I want you to say that in the comment. I want to say, I'm going from rejected to hired. Now, what is the rejection problem? Why do a lot of resumes get rejected? Why do a lot of resumes get rejected? What happens? Why do job seekers stay stuck? And why do they, put their resume out there and then it comes back and then it's like, that's a rejection email. Oh my God, I just got rejected. That is something we're going to look at. And you're going to be wow because you're going to literally see the scales falling from your eyes. Someone said brag sheet is very important. Yes, so then we're going to the resume transformation. What does the structure of a high performing resume looks like? What gives you a guarantee of, by the time you hit the 10th application, you're getting the traction? We're not just learning it, we're going to be practicing it. Okay. And then we're going to go through your 7-section career command center. You build it once, you can use it on a repeat forever. That is the brag sheet system. I'm sure you probably have seen a fair dialogue. We will talk about keeping a brag sheet, and every time she's always talking about the different things you can do with the brag sheet. See, it is no lie. When you get this system, when you get it once, you are not going to stutter at any interview anymore. You're not going to be taken by surprise. A recruiter reaches out to you and say, can we jump on a call? You're not going to say, you're going to be like ready. Yes, let's go into it right now. Yeah, I'm ready for you. And then we're going to look at the LinkedIn positioning strategy. What do I need to do on LinkedIn that takes me from where I am to where I want to be? Okay, if I'm too fast, just let me know, because we have a lot to cover today, and I want to make sure that you get the value you're looking for. And we're going to be looking at, what is the framework for your interview? How do you get into the interview with so much confidence that when you come out, you're getting that email to say, congratulations, yes, you have the role. Okay, and then we're going to look at your 90-day playbook and what that is going to look like. I want to just give a quick reality check. And I know that some of us may have seen this before. Please, if you can still hear me, I want you to drop I can hear you in the chat. Okay? I want to just drop I can hear you in the chat. Okay, before I go on. I want you to drop I can hear you in the chat if you can hear me. All right, fantastic. That's all I needed, the confirmation I needed. All right, so from the time a recruiter sees your resume, or the system, the ATS system sees your resume, and then the decision is made, is about 3 to 5 seconds. So from the time your resume drops and somebody looks at it, like a real person, scans through your resume, in 3 to 5 seconds, the decision is made. So you have 3 to 5 seconds to eat the meal. And 75% of resumes get rejected by the ATS before a human actually reads it. Like the Gen Zs will say, clock that. 75% gets rejected by the ATS. 64% of candidates who never negotiated their offers, like they get the offer, but they never negotiated. So they just get over like, oh, thank God, finally, no pushing back, just taking the offer, bam, I'm employed. Finally. And then they get into the job and realize, oh my God, I could have gotten more. And there are 87% of hiring managers that expect you to negotiate. So out of every 100 hiring managers you get to talk to, 87% of them expect you to negotiate. We just saw Gift saying, yes, we expect you to negotiate. And then your resume looks like a job description. If you're on that category, you're getting off that bus now. My son will say, get off that negative bus. You're getting off that bus now, because your resume is your strategic positioning. So if it looks like a job description, it's not going to work. So now we're going to go and start putting information in it, because if there's no metrics in your resume, there's no evidence, there's no portfolio, you're asking for trust and you're not showing receipts. You're saying, trust me, I can do this. But I'm like, how? Show me how you can do it. Tell me what you're going to do. Okay, so if you are saying you can do it, but you're not bringing proof, it's going to be like, so if your resume doesn't have metrics, it's just like saying, I am a but, then you're slaughtering. You're slaughtering at the but somebody else comes to say, this is why you should hire me. So your resume, we're going to talk about that. And then for those that are applying randomly without a strategy, and you're saying, they've said I should do 100 applications a day. Today, we're going to review that and revisit that, and then we're going to come up with a strategy that actually works. Okay. So we're going to quickly look at what does a high performance resume structure look like. Very quickly, because our HR personnel already did justice to this, right? So I'm not going to spend too much time on this. I'm just going to be very fast. The high performance resume structure that you can use to build authority. You just have your name, your location, your email, your LinkedIn portfolio, 3 seconds to confirm relevance. Just like our HR personnel said, your name, your location, and your location should not be your address. In fact, some experts would even advise just put your time zone, especially when you're applying to a remote role. A remote role, we don't even need to just put your time zone. Oh, GMT plus one, CST, right? GMT minus two, GMT minus one, GMT plus four. Just put your time zone, your name, your time zone, your email address, your LinkedIn profile, and the link to your portfolio. 3 seconds, right? And then the person looking at it can click and confirm. Your role has to be aligned to the headline. Okay, so let me explain that. The job title you are targeting, not the one that you add. So if you're, let's say you are a project manager and you are applying for a role that says cybersecurity project manager, the headline on your resume should read cybersecurity project manager. The recruiters are looking for it, the ATS is looking for that. Okay, so it should say that is the on the top of your resume. After you put your name, your location, the very next line should say, this is the role I'm targeting. And as the ATS machine is reading it, it is saying that. Okay, then you have a three-sentence summary. Three-sentence summary. It says who you are. I am a cybersecurity professional with 7 years experience, right? And your strongest skills, that is stakeholder management. I'm a cybersecurity professional with experience, hands-on experience doing XYZ, GRC, IAM, cloud, whatever you do. That's your strongest skills. And then the business impacts you have brought. Oh, I have led 3 successful migrations with zero major downtime. I have helped my systems to have 99% uptime. Straight to the point, your business impact. Because as I'm looking at your resume, I'm looking at who you are, what are your skills, and what impact have you had on business. So regardless of the niche that you are in, these three things must be in your three-sentence summary, right? And then your skills matrix. This is the ATS gold, your core technical skills, the tools and the platforms, your soft skills. And don't just list it. You can if you're using like maybe cloud or whatever, Claude rather, or ChatGPT to optimize your resume, the first thing you want to do is you want to fit the job description into the ATS to say, what are the core skills that are requested in this role? It should extract it for you. And then you look at those. And then the ones that you actually possess in that should be in your resume. Because when the ATS filters, it will filter out any resume that doesn't have those core skills. So if they say project stakeholder management, and you have done stakeholder management, put it the way, match it word for word as it is in the job description. Stakeholder and project stakeholder management, not just stakeholder management. Okay. And then the tools and platforms you have used. If they want someone that's used Jira, Slack, that has used the same tools, ensure that you are stating the ones that you have used in your resume. Because the ATS, so for some roles, the ATS, especially in North America, and I know even in Nigeria, the ATS reads those first. So this check, you want to pass the check before the HR even sees it. So you are crossing two orders first, the ATS machine, and then the recruiter sees it. So from the ATS machine, you want to make sure that you are optimized. Okay? You want to make sure that you are optimized. And then okay, sorry. I think this thing jumped slides. Okay. Okay, so you want to make sure that your core skills are optimized and you are ready to go. Okay. Now your resume should be impact driven experience, context, action, impact with metrics, what you did, what changed because of you. I'm going to take that again. Sorry, I can't see your comments because I'm presenting full screen. So your your resume should say context, action, the impact with metrics, not what you did alone, what changed because of you. What changed because of you? Okay. Then the evidence section, your projects, your portfolios, case studies, lab proof that separate you from 90% of the applicants. So that part is what says, this person looks like the best candidate for this role. Then you go to your certification and your education. Only relevant certificates. You move them up so that is the first thing. So if the job description says someone that has a season and you have a season, put it there. If the job description says PMP is good to have and you have PMP, put it there. If you do not have PMP but you are preparing for PMP, you know what you're going to do? You're going to put PMP and you're going to say in the bracket ongoing. Don't say I don't have PMP. If you are preparing for it, put it in your resume and put in brackets ongoing. Okay. If they ask for any maybe for example AI certification or any certification, and you know that you are preparing for it, for you to pass the ATS check indicates that you are preparing for this. So you're going to state it and state ongoing. The ATS machine does not know you. No, sir. The ATS does not know you. So it doesn't know you, and it's going to screen the resume out if it doesn't meet the checks. So I'm not saying lie on your resume. I'm saying put it there and say, oh, you are preparing for this. This is ongoing. This is in view. In view means you already, for example, the PMP exam, you registered for it and you're going to take it in X number of days. All right. Are we making progress? I want to know, are you with me? Are you with me? All right. I want to see your comments. I am with you. Go on, I'm with you. Go on. If you're with me, just say I'm with you. I'm with you. Go on. I want one person to type it. I'm with you. Go on, so I can go to the next slide. Waiting for your comments so that I can continue. All right. Thank you, Gigi. You said I'm with you. Go on. Okay, so I'm going to move to the next slide. All right. So let's look at your resume before this makeover and your resume after the makeover. Before you said, oh, generic job title, it doesn't match your target role. So you are a Scrum Master, you are applying for a project manager, and then on the headline you put Scrum Master. Those are part of the reasons why your resume was rejected. So you will go to role align, matching the headline with the target job title. Please note that it is very important. Your objective statement before now focuses on what you want. But today, from today, your professional summary is going to say who you are plus the impact you bring. The first line. Okay? Your bullet listing duties is responsible for managing this, that. You're going to go to impact, context, action, metric. You're not going to say, I was responsible for managing X. I led Y. I did no. We're going to impact, bullets. That is context, action, metric. Before you had no metrics, you had no numbers, you had no proof of impact. Now you're going to have numbers everywhere. I am not saying fabricate numbers, because we're going to get to how to actually arrive at your numbers, and you're going to see that you already have those numbers. You just need to know how to get them. Okay, so numbers everywhere, time saved, users, the scope. You're going to get that, and you're going to put it in your resume, and you're going to get that interview. You used to list your skills, and then you hide them at the bottom of your resume. So now we're going to swap that. Your skills don't come last, they come at the top. Okay, so your summary, your skills, and then your experience. Okay, so the ATS can read your skills matrix. No portfolio, projects, or evidence section. We're scratching that. Your evidence section is going to be part of your experience section going forward. So you're going to have experience that details what you did, your context, your action, and your metrics, which of course shows your results. And then, of course, the evidence section will also show, oh, I did this project. So, if, for example, you are applying to a role that has you need to show proof, then you're going to also list your projects. You're going to list your labs. You're going to put the link to your portfolio. You're applying for a SOC role, you should have a portfolio. You're applying for a GRC role, you should have the featured section on your LinkedIn, for example, that details samples that you have done in the past. Okay, and then your LinkedIn headline does not match the resume headline. No, we're not doing that. This is 2026. LinkedIn resume and headline are all aligned. All right, are we together? So this is the ultimate impact formula. Your context, that's the problem, the action, what you did, and then your result, measurable outcome. That should be your impact formula in your resume going forward. All right, I'm going to move quickly to the next slide. So this is your brag sheet system. This is your brag sheet system. You have 7 sections. That is your career command section, center rather. This is not, it's not bragging, it is evidence, and it is your receipts, and it is your career insurance. And you're going to be able to use this brag sheet for more than one thing. You're going to be able to use this brag sheet for multiple things. The first thing you're going to use it for is for your interviews. And then when you get the job, you'll also be keeping a brag sheet. And the popular advice is that every week you send a summary to your supervisor, to your superior, your direct reports, and you are going to be using this brag sheet formula. So if you have not been doing that today, that's something to start thinking about. If you can't send it on a week, maybe the person says, why are you sending this to me every week? Then you can decide, okay, every month I'm going to give you a snapshot and I'm going to keep it. You're going to keep it because it's going to be very useful when you're when you're on the job and you're looking for a promotion, when you are applying to a new role, when you want to show that you are qualified. Guess what is going to be leading that conversation and where you're going to be picking information from? It is your brag sheet. So if you want to take a snapshot of this, take a snapshot of this particular screen. Let me quickly dive into this. Your identity snapshot. So if you want to maximize the impact of this, you can have an Excel file opened where you have your identity snapshots, which is, that's a line. It says 1 or 2 lines of who you are, what you do, and your anchor statements. I treat this type of information like consistently on my LinkedIn post where I'm telling you, you need to have an identity snapshot. You need to be able to say, I jump on a call with you. In the first 2 opening sentences, introduce yourself. This is what you're going to say. So you're going to be able to say, oh, I'm a project manager. I do this, I do that. And I've had this impact. That is your anchor statement. I'm a cybersecurity analyst. I help systems stay secure, and I have achieved X number. I have successfully done, a company assessment, and I have the link to that in my portfolio, right? I've successfully helped my organization achieve ISO 27001 certification, which helps us to continue to hold on to big clients because certification is important, blah, blah, blah. You're going to have that 1 to 2 lines of who you are and what you do. And the good thing about this brag sheet is that you can also use it even if you're not a career person, you're a businessman, you are vying for a new project. You can also use this brag sheet formula. So this is a gold mine. This is a gold mine right in front of you. Your key wins. Your key wins. Those are your top 5. Somebody put top 5 in the chat. Top 5. Your headline accomplishment using the impact formula Action, result, metric, business value. Action, result, metric, business value. Those are your key wins. So when you're documenting it, you're not just saying, I successfully led this. So what happened when you successfully led it? Your action, what action did you take? You coordinated how that project was run. What was your result? It was delivered on time. What did you save the organization? X%. What was the business value you brought to the conversation? Did your business win a contract because of that? Did you achieve 99% client retention because of that? Did you get your ISO certification passed because of that? You are going to state that in your key wins section. So every week, and this branch sheet is going to force your thinking. It's going to force you to think and ask questions about the things that you do on a day-to-day. So you're not just keeping a docile career where you're basically showing up, doing the work and getting out, but you're thinking through what you're doing and what impact it's making. All right, and then you're writing that down, regardless of your current role. Like Git rightly said, even if you are the currently managing your mom's supermarket, what is your achievement on a weekly basis? Write it down, document it, because guess what is going to drive your conversation. I don't have the role. I'm just doing labs. In your lab, what are you doing? What is it securing? What is the outcome of that perimeter that you're securing? What did you do? The data you stored, the information you did, the alert you monitored, what was the business goal? If you put it in a business context, what was the value? Okay. And your role-based achievements. So 3 to 7 measurable wins per role. Tools used, problem solved, stakeholders impacted. That is another line in that Excel. And then your skills in action, not a skill list. This is where you show how you use each skill with real example. Stakeholder management. This week, it was a tough week. So what did I do? This is how I coordinated. I used my stakeholder management skills. I used my communication skills to resolve X number of conflicts. You did it this week. Put it in your brag sheet. You see what I'm saying now? You're taking snapshots. You're taking snapshots so that you don't leave everything to memory. You don't say, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. No, I'll do it again. No, force yourself, sit down and think through it. Okay, how did I use attention to detail to solve the problem? Everybody did not see it, but you saw it. Write it down. Go to your brag sheet, put it down. In fact, going forward, whatever your role you have, let your brag sheet be always open to your system. Only close it when you're signing out on Friday. Let it be open so that when you do something, you can think about it deeply and see what you achieved and write it down. Your portfolio evidence. So projects, case studies, labs, dashboards, reports. These are all your role goals during interviews. Your portfolio evidence is very important. Very important. What projects have you done? What case studies have you done? What labs have you done? You need to document it. I cannot stress it enough. I say this every time I have the opportunity to say it. Document, document, document. Even if you're breaking a fake environment, document what you have done. If you are working on a pseudo project, or you attended webinar, or you joined the project at work, and then this was what you achieved, document it, because that is guess what is your portfolio. And document openly. I'm not saying go and expose the information of your organization on LinkedIn, but I'm saying just write something about, oh, we had a difficult this is what you did, this was what you achieved. You don't need to put exact information, but write it in a way that anybody that reads it will be like, wow, this person is very thoughtful. And then your testimonials. Somebody says, oh, thank God you were on the project. If not that you were on that project, we wouldn't have achieved this. They send you a message. Take a screenshot. You attended to a client and the client gave you positive feedback. Take a screenshot. Somebody on your team said, wow, you just helped me solve a problem. I really appreciate this. Take a screenshot. Copy and paste it somewhere. Because you're going to be using that You can use it for your performance review. You can use it as your talking point. Because by the time you document this, like on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, as you receive those testimonials and you're documenting it, I'll show you how that becomes metrics. So if you worked with 10 stakeholders and 5 of them told you that you did a wonderful job, guess what just happened? If you put 5 out of 10 on a scale, that is 50% stakeholder recommendation for great performance. And that becomes a point in your resume. Do you see how it's connected now? And then you have your metric bank. So every quantifiable result you have ever produced, that's your numbers like I just interpreted these testimonials. 10 people sent you feedback out of 20 that you worked with. That's 50%. 8 people said you did amazing out of 10. That's 80%. That is where those numbers come from. It is not from ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot. It is numbers from what you have documented. So if you have not been documenting it, clients walk in and they walk out smiling. You have 3 clients that walked out smiling after interacting with you. Write it down. So when you build it once, you use it forever. You use it in your resume. When you get to the interview, because you're actively documenting this, your brain does not forget it. When you want to negotiate a promotion at work, you are bringing out the shit. All those emails you're sending to your boss weekly, all those emails you're sending to your boss monthly, at the end of when there is review, now you bring it out. Those are your arsenals and you use it for negotiation. So your brag sheet is your evidence, it is your story, it is your advantage. Okay, before we go to the next slide, I want you to drop in the comments, it's getting clearer. If it's getting clearer, okay, so I have a question here. Is the brag sheet a template or it's not a software, it is a template. It is something you open and feed into Excel. Just the way I put it out. Your positioning statements, so your identity snapshots, your key wins, your role-based achievements, your skills in action, your portfolio evidence, your testimonials, your metric bank. Create an Excel file. Put this as column 1, identity snapshots. Column 2, key wins, role-based achievements, skills in action, portfolio evidence, testimonials, then your matrix. Your matrix, like I said, is deduced from when you now look at everything you have documented, what is the percentage? So let me give you another example. You're working on 3 projects and you're able to deliver 2 out of those projects successfully without any delays. So when you're talking to somebody, you say, oh, I've been able to deliver 85% of my project on time, on budget, and on scope. Right? So now you see that you have those metrics, but maybe you never really thought about it like, oh, so what does it translate to? Now you know how to transfer that information into data to show numbers. You manage a backlog at work of a system that 1,000 people, 1,000 employees use. That is a matrix. So when you're writing it, oh, I successfully manage a backlog of over 1,000 employees to ensure that they have the right access, they have the right tools that they are using, blah, blah, blah. And how often do you audit? So another matrix, you audit 4 times a year. So how do you put that in your resume? I run 4 updates per year, or 4 quarterly updates in a year, and this is what I achieve, and this is how that affects the business. Put it down. One thing I discovered, I think when I was really like praying and thinking about this, and that what came to my mind was this brag sheet formula. That was where this whole idea came from. That. And the realization I got is that a lot of us are doing a lot, but because we are not documenting, we do not know that we are. I'm going to say that again. You are doing a lot, you are achieving a lot, but you are not thinking about it, so you are not documenting it. And because you're not documenting it, when it comes to time for you to talk about it, you don't have something to talk about. You just remember it in part because our brains process a lot of information day in, day out. But I can guarantee you, if you do this on a weekly basis, even if you're not sending it to your boss on a weekly basis, if you do this, like you keep a record of your achievements on a weekly basis, there is no time you will go show up for an interview and you don't have something to say. Because guess what? This is your effort that you have documented, your results that you have documented. All you need to do is go through your brag sheet and say, oh, I'm applying for this role. Which of these achievements is relevant? Write it out, practice it 1 or 2 times, and you will be on fire in your interview. If it is clear, please put it is clear in the comments so I can go to the next thing that I want to discuss because we're already at 41 minutes into this. All right. But if this is the only thing you get from this conversation, I bet you I am made. So I want to see your emojis. I want to see your comments in this session. Yes, it's clear. I got it. Or you have a question, put it in the comments. I have a question, put it in the comments. It's clear. Let's go on. Put it in the comments so that I can go to the next one. And I'm going to go through the questions or the comments later to pin questions. But as we are going through, just let me know. It's making sense. It's clear. All right. Thank you, Sheyi. Sheyi says it's very clear. Like I said, if you need to take a screenshot of this particular session, take a screenshot now before I go to the next section. So you have 30 seconds to take a screenshot of this, because if this is the only thing you get from this, then it's fine. If you have a question, ask it now. Okay, before I move to the next slide. Are we clear? Are we together? Okay, I think Kenny got the answer. It is clear. Okay, it's clear, right on. Thank you. All right, let's go to the next thing. All right, this is just a bonus. It says 5 AI prompts to transform your resume immediately. 5. Okay, so let me go into this one. All right, so again, now that you have your brag sheets, not before you have your brag sheet, after you have done your brag sheets, please note this. This slide should only be used after you have done your brag sheet. Don't be lazy about this brag sheet. Do it, think through it, and write it down. And after you have done your brag sheets, now you have something to give AI. Remember, AI does not have brain. AI cannot think for you, except you want it to fabricate information. And if you go to an interview with fabricated information, you are most likely not going to do well, because you probably are not going to be able to take enough time to say you want to cram. And then when a question that you did not cram comes to you, it takes you off balance. So let me emphasize this again. Having done all these things, having created your brag sheets, having taken time to write out your achievements, then you can go to the AI-powered resume. Okay. So you can copy and paste to transform and tailor your resume in minutes. Okay. So the first command is to reorganize. So you are going to say, oh, reorganize, rewrite all bullets with strong action verbs and measurable impact for this target role. You are not just asking the AI to do this. You are asking the AI to do this after you have provided AI with a copy of like a snapshot of your brag sheet. So this is how it works. You ask this question to your AI, having fed it your brag sheet. Is it clear? We're not just asking the AI to do resume optimization without any input, with a blank or scanty input. And then you're going to specify, you're going to say reorganize plus rewrite, or you can say just rewrite all the bullets with strong action verbs, measurable impact, and then you mention your field. And then you're going to say ATS keywords should be optimized, skills matrix, professional summary, all ATS friendly formatting. Okay. And then you're going to ask it to convert every bullet point to highlight relevance to your new field and suggest 3 portfolio projects. These 3 portfolio projects that are suggested are what you're not going to use to talk to, like, through the interview. Okay. And then you're going to say, okay, translate past experience into target field language, suggest 5 job titles I now qualify for. Again, based on your brag sheets. So your executive ready version will be, the last prompt you're going to give is going to say, create an executive ready version of my resume. It has to highlight, career highlights, leadership bullets, branded summary. Okay, so you are going to be refining your resume 5 times before you have your master resume. And when I say master resume, I'm not saying this is the resume you now submit to all roles, because Ola said it's master, but this is the master resume from which every other resume now comes from, every other tailored resume. So if you go through these 5 prompts successfully, you have a resume. Number one, you know the roles you want to apply to, right? Number two, you have it transformed. You have your resume ready. You read through it again to confirm. So you're asking the resume, the ATS, the AI machine to do these things repeatedly. So it's refining. It's refining. And then at the end, you have an executive ready resume that highlights your career, that has your leadership bullets, that has your branded summary. Okay, so these 5 prompts, you can tweak it, but ensure that these things are mentioned when you're creating your master resume. That is not going to drive your subsequent resumes that you're going to create for your applications. So I'm just going to power through the next slide. Before I continue, if you have questions, please let me know. Okay. Can we see or get samples of the documents for reference? What documents, please? Please be specific about what you're asking for, so I know what you're asking for. The slide is not clear. When I screenshot, I don't see clearly. Okay. So I'm going to give you in the on the WhatsApp platform, I'm going to drop a screenshot of what I just mentioned, of that brag sheet formula, that positioning formula. I'm going to drop a screenshot of that in the WhatsApp group, if that is fine. And then I'm going to also drop a screenshot of the AI prompts. The prompts are not word for word, they are guides. So when you look at it, then you can create a prompt based on it. But those things should be in your prompt. You can decide that you want to be lazy about it, and then you write all the 5 prompts at once. Guess what you will get? A lazy result. But if you do it, you have your brag sheet completed, and then you feed that brag sheet into the system, and then you give it this prompt. It's going to give you the powerhouse that you're looking for. Okay, so if this is clear so far, say let's go to LinkedIn. Let's go to LinkedIn. I want to see your comments. Say let's go to LinkedIn, so we can move quickly to the next thing. So I can see your comments now. I just want to see let's go to LinkedIn. Let's go to LinkedIn. If you're ready to go to LinkedIn, say let's go to LinkedIn. I'm waiting for your comments, guys, so that I can move to LinkedIn. If it is clear, say it's clear. Let's go to LinkedIn. Let's go to LinkedIn. I want to see that in the chat so I can proceed with the LinkedIn. Okay, so I'm waiting for your comments. I'm waiting for your comments. Okay, so Kenny is saying for the brand sheet, can we get samples of comment, samples of documents for reference? Okay, we'll talk about that. Let's talk about that in the WhatsApp group. We can't get samples now. So let's talk about that on the WhatsApp platform, okay? All right, so let's go to LinkedIn. Are we ready for LinkedIn? Okay, so this is the LinkedIn optimization. This is your positioning powerhouse, and you need to ensure that these things are speaking the same language as your resume. This LinkedIn is speaking the same language as the role that you want to grab. So you are going to need to update these 5 sections. You're going to update these 5 sections for global visibility and inbound opportunities. Inbound, what does inbound mean? Inbound means that opportunities are now coming to you because you are now globally visible. And the number one, the very first one is your headline. If you go to LinkedIn right now as we are talking, and you check somebody that dropped a comment on another person's post, is most likely going to show you the person's name and their headline. That headline is your strong selling point. It contains your name and what you do. So that's your number one positioning asset. Everyone who finds you sees it. The formula should be what you do, who you help, the results you create. Like I was talking to somebody last week and I said, it doesn't matter if you don't have that result now, because you see some people say, oh, I've worked with 1,000 brands. I've worked with 1,500 people. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies. And you're like, me, I've not worked with anybody. I'm looking for my first role. I've not worked for this. But what results can you create? I'm going to say that again. What results can you create? So what you do, you're a SOC analyst. What do you manage? You manage alerts. What does that do? That reduces the vulnerability of your organization. What you do, who you help, the results you create. I'm not a techie person, no. I'm just a LinkedIn, I'm just an EA. Okay, so what do? You're an executive assistant. You manage the schedules of executives. So I manage executive schedules to ensure that they are what? They're organized. And I help them to do what? To stay ahead of the conversation. What is my result? What will I gain if I hire you as an EA at the end of this conversation? Steady there. You will be organized and you'll be on top of 100% of your schedule. So 100% of your schedule becomes a result that is achievable. You do not have to say, I helped 100 CEOs stay on top of their schedules. That will be a lie because you've not done it before. But I can help you stay at top of your schedules 100% of the time. That is still a metric. You might not have done it before, but you can do it. That is the result you can achieve. Let it be on your headline. Again, you are not lying. You're telling me what you can do. Okay? So what you do, will you help, the results. So an example on the site is cybersecurity analyst, GRC and risk management, reducing risk for regulated organizations. That's an example. And your banner. So that person saw your headline. Sounds interesting. Clicks. And then they see your headline. Now you show them more. You have to communicate specialty, your niche, your expertise, your personal brand. That should be in your banner. So you use a professionally designed banner. It reinforces your positioning visually. So use a professionally designed banner that does what? reinforces your positioning visually. It doesn't have to be crowded, it doesn't have to say too much, but it should be as clear as can be. All right, then the next thing is your featured section. You want to get a job. Your target is to land a role in the next X number of days. What should your featured section say? Your top 2 to 3 proofs for global visibility. So I would want you, before you create your featured section, I want you to ask this question: what do I want the person looking at this place to see? Or what will I see in a potential person that will make me hire them? Why would I hire me? What do I need to see to hire me? If you look at your featured section and you don't have something that would make you hire you, then you need to put it there. Your portfolio, your certifications, not all your certifications that are relevant to the role you are looking for. So if you have checked 10 roles, 10 job adverts for your role, and all of them ask for security plus, what does that tell you? Your security plus certification should be on your featured section. What projects have you done? So you have written a case study. You have written a case study. You have done, you have successfully done a risk categorization for an organization. You don't need to put, you just need to write a summary about that and put it there. Or for example, you are a SOC analyst and you have done labs and you have evidence, you have screenshots from that lab. Write something beautiful about it. Take screenshots, attach it to that write-up and pin that write-up to your featured session. That becomes your portfolio. Or you have what is this GitHub that developers have. You can put the link to your GitHub in your featured section. It should not be 100 things. It should not be 50 things. It should just be a few things that if I go to your profile right now and I check, I can say, yes, I want to hire this person. This person has proof. Your about section. 3 paragraphs that says what is your career story, where you came from, what you do, where you're going, and you end with a clear call to action. So your professional summary is the brief. Your about section is detailed explanation. I'm going to repeat that. Your summary on your resume, your professional summary on your resume is the brief. Your about section is a detailed explanation. So if your resume summary is just says 3 punchy lines, right? Like we discussed earlier. When you go to your about section, you now expatiate a little, right? About those things that you mentioned on your about section. On your profile summary in your resume. So that expatiated is what you use as your about section. So if your resume says I'm a project manager with 10 years experience managing IAM projects, and I have made sure my organization, is secured and blah, blah, blah. I have achieved X, I have achieved Y. That is your summary in your professional summary. When you go to your about section, you now write something detailed about that summary that you have. So those that say, no, I don't know what to put in my about section, I don't have the idea. What do I put? This is what you put. Okay? And then you end it with, work with me. How do they work with you? Put that clear call to action. This is how to work with me. Work with me to safeguard your systems. Work with me to ensure IAM delivery projects. How you can provide how to be contacted. So drop your email to say, okay, this is where you can email me. You don't need to put your phone number on this call to action. Your email is fine, right? So somebody wants to reach out to you, they want to do more business with you, they want to partner with you, they want to sponsor, they have an email, they can reach out to you. And make sure that you're monitoring the email as well. And then your experience section, apply the same impact formula from your resume to your experience section. Context, action, metric. Your roles and your bullets. Now, the headache that a lot of people have and why they cannot do this successfully on LinkedIn, I'm going to just break down it right now, is that you have a lot of things that you are applying for. You have a lot of things. So the same person is applying to SOC analyst, applying to GRC analyst, applying to cloud engineer. The same person is applying to project management, is applying to sales engineer. That person is everywhere. So what happens? You are you are saying I am doing everything. So you don't want to put anything on your LinkedIn because what you have in your resume is going to conflict what you have applied for when they look at your profile. Some people don't even want to put their profile on LinkedIn in their resume because when you apply for this role and then the person comes to your LinkedIn, they're going to see something totally different and you don't want it to conflict. So you're avoiding, putting anything there. You are shortchanging yourself. Because if you have clear positioning on LinkedIn, it's going to help you to get inbound opportunities. People are now going to search and then you're going to come up at the top of the search. So while someone is struggling to find a role, another person is getting flooded with roles. Do you see the difference now? Why somebody is saying, oh, I am a cybersecurity analyst. This is what I do. They have everything optimized. Somebody else is hiding, saying, I want to be everywhere. And then is fatigued, is stressed out. This is the solution to that. If it is clear, tell me it is clear so I can quickly move. I know about time. So I can quickly move so we can do Q&A. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 4, 5 slides to go. So let's try and move quickly. All right. Let's go to interview domination. So now you have done the interview. Now, now you passed that order, your resume is fine, everything checks out. This is how to dominate your interview. This is the framework. Just like Gift said, confidence is palpable. Somebody can read your confidence from when you walk into that interview. So you are going to be able to go from, I hope they like me, to I know I am the obvious I. The first thing is your mindset. You need to have a mindset shift. If you do this brag sheet thing that I just mentioned, if you do it, like sincerely do it, you are going to experience this mind shift. If you really, really take your time to create that brag sheet, it's going to boost your confidence because now you are not talking from random ideas. You are talking from facts. So when you walk into an interview, have that mindset that I'm going to be interviewed, but I'm also interviewing whoever is interviewing me. I'm also looking at, is this place a fit? Is the culture a fit? I usually say, when I do interview domination sessions with people, I usually say, before any interview, you should take 3 deep breaths. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. So regulate your own tension, okay? And then remember, they're interviewing you and you're also interviewing them. Number 2, you have to prepare. Look at that role description. What is the problem they are trying to solve? You have your problem dossier. You have the problems you think they are trying to solve, and then you have answers to back it up. So you have prepared. You have researched the organization. You look at the website. What is their value? What is these organizations' value? What is the problem from this job description? What problem are they trying to solve? Another thing I want everybody on this call to make sure that we always do is have your introduction ready. If you do your brag sheet very well, that top statement becomes your introduction. Somebody says, tell me about yourself. You're able to say, I am this person, I have done this, I have X number of experience. If you are going to be saying transferable skills, I have X number of experience in this niche and it's directly transferable to this role, and you're going to state why. So that forms the basis of your introduction. So you have researched the organization. You didn't just read through their website. You have identified what is their culture statement, what is their what thing, do they promote collaboration? Do they have this oneness mindset? You're going to look at that and then use that to prepare for your interview. You're going to be going to level three now is your communication, your headline. You make sure you're taking strategic pauses. Somebody asks you a question, don't just start answering immediately. Take a pause. Oh, thank you for that question. You can repeat the question. So this is what you want me to talk about, and then you can use the star method to say, this is my story, specific situation, my task, my action, and my outcome, your result. You can also go the before, during, and after. You can have that prepared. Before I started working on this project, this was how it was. During the project, this was what I did. When I finished my action, this was what I result. So being specific, having that structure in mind helps you to communicate clearly. So you're going to go to number 4, which is your pre-interview warm-up. Your interview companion document that you created based on your brag sheet, where you have picked out the stories that are related to this job interview you have. Then you have prepared that document, your 10 questions. You have prepared questions and answers. If they ask this way, this is how I'm going to answer. You are not cramming it because you lifted it from your brag sheet. It's something you did before, right? So you're not cramming it, you're just talking to it. And then you prepare for the interview. Okay? You use that warm-up document to prepare last minute before you go into the conversation. And always make sure that when you're closing out on your interview, you are stating your intent. Why do I want to work for this organization? Even if they don't ask you, that part where they say, oh, do you have any other thing to say? Do you have any questions for me? That's where you close out with intention. Based on everything that we have said, I really want to work for you. This is why, this is the value I bring. Restate it at the end. Don't just say, oh, you answered everything. I think we are clear. No. When they say any other thing, this is where you come in and say, this is the value I bring. This is everything I've just recapped. You don't need to say a long story and then you close out. Of course, if you have questions at that point, ask the questions, but always try to make sure that you close out. Okay? Then we have the answer framework, match the questions to the framework. So tell me about the time, standard behavioral question, use STAR. Okay? Once you tell me about a time, just know situation, task, action, results. Okay? Challenges, setback, pressure, the obstacle, that is SOAR. Okay, that is another method where you go about, okay, what was the situation? What was the obstacle? What were the setbacks? Were there pressures on the project? And then what were your results? What was the setback? What was the challenge? Okay, depending on the type of question that is asked. When somebody says, oh, what is your biggest failure? This person is not saying, tell me all the details. You have to just go straight. Okay, this was what I did. This was the preload. This is the conversation. This is the context. This is my action. This is my result. This is what I learned. That's called CAL. When somebody asks what is your biggest failure, okay, you state the context, your action, your result, what you learn. The important thing is somebody wants to say when they ask you about your failures, do you learn from your failures, or do you just see, do you transpose the problem? Do you say, oh, this thing failed because somebody else, because of somebody else, or this thing failed because of somebody else, this failed because maybe I did this wrong, but this is what how I was able to fix that, and this is what I learned from it. Okay, the same time when somebody asks you about your weakness, they're not just saying, tell us what you suck at. They're saying, oh, do you recognize that you have a weakness? What is it? What action are you taking to improve it? What are you learning from it? So we have other methods like POWER, we have your prep, your phone screens is time pressured, your panels, just these ones you have to be straight to the point. When somebody is doing a phone screen, especially maybe HR manager calls you, blah, 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 they're asking questions, make sure you're answering them based on your preparation and based on the job description. When you're doing this, be straight to the point. Okay. During HR interview, like she said, HR is ticking boxes. Like Gift said earlier, HR is just ticking boxes. Yes, 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 yes. And then when they say, "Oh, why should we hire you?" That's where you tell them, "Oh, based on this is my results, this is my past result, this is my experience, this is my position, this is my philosophy. I believe I'm best fit for this because I have done this in the past, I have achieved these results in the past, and I am the best person uh, to for this role based on this." Okay, so I'm going to move quickly again because of time. So when somebody says, "Tell me about yourself," like I said earlier, you have that's the most important part of it. So the first part is your headline, part two is your evidence, part three, the bridge, what brings me to this conversation. You connect the dots, and then you tell them, "Oh, I'm excited about this role. I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to working with you." So you have to start with your headline. "Tell me about yourself" does not, we are not asking for that. You know, what is your name? It's not, just go straight to your headline. You're a cybersecurity professional, you have 6 years experience in IAM, you specialize in building governance frameworks, regulated organizations, dependent, blah, blah, blah. Then the evidence, you name two most like relevant based on your achievements, again, your brag sheet. So you guys can see how it's recurring. Then what brings you to this conversation is you connect that to the job description, and then you invite them, "Oh, I'm excited to work with you." This framework, you can always use it. All right, let's go to turning rejection into a long-term career asset. If you are tired, please write it in the comments. "I am tired. Let's go home." If you are tired, we should end this conversation right now. Can you hear me? Are we clear? Are we on the same page? If it's clear, say it's clear. Drop it in the comments. It's clear, so that we can move on quickly. Oh, Kenny says, "I'm not tired." Okay, I thought you were tired. All right, so how to turn rejection into a long-term career asset. So there are 4 parts to this. So somebody sends an email, you had an interview, and the person said, "Oh, we're sorry, we're moving on with another person." So this is how to truly like respond. You're not being pushy. You're not just saying, "Oh, thank you for letting me know." I've done that before. And honestly, when I look at it, I'm like, I should have just used this formula. But I came on this based on research, right? Especially when you have had an interview. Please, if you had an interview, if it is the generic or you applied and they just send you that email, you don't need to respond to that one. But when you already have a contact in the organization, right? You already had an interview. Maybe you even push to the last stage. This is not something that works, that you're always going to get somebody that responds to this, but this works actually. So you're going to show genuine appreciation. "Oh, thank you for reaching out. Thank you for letting me know," because ghosting is another conversation entirely. When you do interview, 4 weeks, 3 weeks later, there's no response. That one, there is a framework of, okay, this is how to reach out the right way and all that. But we don't have time to go over that now. But this is when you've had that conversation and somebody comes back with a response. You show genuine appreciation. "Thank you so much for telling me, for giving me feedback." Then you refer to a particular part of the conversation that you found very interesting and you believe is germane to the problem they want to solve. So they are telling them, "Oh, I was listening during our conversation. You mentioned you had this specific pain points, right?" And then your ask for specific feedback. After you've spoken about that pain point they mentioned and they need information, "Oh, this is how I will go about it," or you reiterate, "Oh, this is how I mentioned I was going to go about it. Thank you very much. Oh, I remember you mentioned this in the conversation, and I believe that this is how to solve it." You still want to give value even when they said no, right? Just write that response. Then ask for one specific observation, one specific feedback. What is something you can tell me that will help me, do better in the next interview? Some people will respond, some may not, but just ask anyways. What are the odds? And then show continued interest. Oh, I really love the this from your organization. That is like maybe you already read something about their culture. So mention, oh, I'm interested in working for your organization because our values aligned on this particular thing. So you're not saying, oh, you have to hire me. Just mention it in the past. No, this, and then end your sentence, your message is, I look forward, you know, I look forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to, if any of this opportunity comes up, if something comes up in the future, I look forward to working with you in the future. What this says is, oh, I understand that you're saying not at this time, but I also look forward to another opportunity to pick up this conversation should it be required. Trust me, a lot of people get rejection emails and don't respond. But when you respond like this, it shows that you're thoughtful, you were taking notes during the conversation, you want to grow. So asking for specific feedback says, I want to grow. When you show continued interest, it says, okay, you said not now, maybe next time, right? Guess what is going to happen? If, for example, they were interviewing 10 candidates and then they send rejection emails to 9, and then they send an offer to one person. And let's assume that that person they gave an offer got 2 offers and the person decided to reject the offer. And out of the 9 or out of the 10 people they interviewed, you were the only one that responded to the rejection email. Who is going to be on top of that recruiter's mind when that person rejected their offer? You have the answer already. You. Because out of the other 10, it's just like the parable of the 10 lepers. Only one person came back to say thank you. And that one person became whole. So just see that as an opportunity to keep the communication line open. Okay? So don't just say thank you or don't just ignore the rejection email. Use this format. Let's go to the last part. So now is this one. I'm very excited about this one. So we have used everything we have learned, and now there is an offer. Yay! Now you're going to negotiate your offer like a pro. Like I mentioned earlier, 64% of candidates, they never get to negotiate. But 87% of employers expect you to negotiate. And on average, 18.8% get an increase. 18.8% is the average increase you get when you negotiate. So let's assume they wanted to give you 100K, and then you push back a little, and then you bump that up to 106K, 110K. Guess what just happened? You already got what another person will get after 1 year on the job. You already got it at the start. So what are you going to do to actually get to negotiate like a pro? You're going to say, oh, this is my minimum. This is the minimum I would accept. And this is my target salary, which is your real goal. So if 100K is your target, you're going to give a floor. You're going to open that floor for conversation. Okay? And say, okay, my target is between 95K and 110K. You're not going to say, oh, my target is 100K. Give me 100K or nothing. No, you're going to say, okay, between 95 to 110K is actually, so this is after they are giving you an offer, not before. What Gift was mentioned earlier was when they say, okay, what is your target? What is your target salary? That's the question you throw back. But when they already sent you an offer to say, we're offering you this role, this is where this conversation comes in. To say, okay, let's review this. And then make sure that you had a buffer to your target so that when they decide to meet you halfway, you can still get a good compensation. Okay? So don't say 100K, nothing more, nothing less. No. See, oh, I'm looking at between 95 and 110. You know that your own target is 100K, right? So let them come back and say, I've negotiated, we really want you, I've negotiated with, I've spoken to the this, and They said the highest they can go is 100K. In your mind, you know that this, I got that 100K I was looking for. The golden rule to this is don't do this over an email. Do it over a call. So the recruiter says, oh, we are excited to offer you this. Then the next thing is to ask for a call. Oh, can we jump on a quick call? And then you put this out, and then you watch for reaction. Don't just say, yes, I want 100K, and then you keep talking because you know at my last. No, just put that out there and then stop talking. Let the person signal you and let the person respond. So if the person also keeps quiet and then says, okay, then they can give you an honest review and say, you know what, this is really, 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 and then they give you the picture. Or they can say, okay, sure, I think I can take this back. I think we can work with this, right? So when you're at this point, don't just accept and say, oh yes, they've given me the offer, I've accepted. Just try and get on the call with the HR and see if that work, like put the conversation, put a range. It's a no pressure thing. You're just trying to see if they can give these benefits, or there's a benefit they are not offering, and then you really want it, ask. All right, I can see people are dropping from the call, so it says you guys are tired. All right, so we're going to wrap this up, but I actually have a gift for those that stay to the very end. So I'm just going to, after this last part, I'm going to ask you to drop. I'm going to ask you to drop a comment in the chat, and then you're going to get your gift for staying to the end. But this is not because I want you to stay till the end. I'm giving you value here. We have the 90-day rejected to hired roadmap. So there is a 90-day rejected to hired roadmap. So now you're going to do this. You're going to, in the next 1 to 7 days, you're going to think of everything that we have discussed on this call. Answer me. You're going to take everything we have discussed on this call, and you're going to say, okay, so this is based on everything we have said. Somebody spoke to us about SOC. Somebody spoke to us about GRC. You're going to say, this is what I want to do based on all this information I have. So you're going to go through, the recording again. You're going to just really think about it and say, this is what I want to do. So when you have picked one, then you're going to say, okay, these are my transferable skills. You're going to sit down and do that brag sheet. Okay? You are going to put that brag sheet together if you already have what it takes. But if after taking that time to look through everything, you say, oh, I don't have everything it takes. Okay? You're going to say, these are my transferable skills. You're going to then update your LinkedIn, and you're going to write a why statement. And you're going to write the why statement publicly. I know a lot of us will run away from this, but this is what that is going to solidify for you. You have picked the track. You have spoken to people publicly that this is what I want to do going forward. This is going to force you to take action. Imagine you write, say, oh, I completed the rejected to hired, or I finished tab 1.0 webinar. And because of everything that has been, I have decided I'm going to pursue, this GRC, and I'm going to be the best at it. You make that statement on LinkedIn, and LinkedIn clocks it. Then you're going to put that statement there. You're going to update your headline based on everything we have discussed. And then you're going to, in the next 8 to 21 days, you're going to learn the fundamentals. If you have already learned it, you're going to do a review. And then you're going to document everything you have learned, your labs, everything. Start the evidence journal. You're going to say, Ola, send me a DM, say, Ola, I'm committing to posting every day about my learnings, and I'll hold you responsible for it. I know you have seen this group on our community that says Action Accelerators. You're going to go to Action Accelerators and tell us you're going to write that statement publicly in Action Accelerators. What that room is for. So I'm opening that room up after this. So that is the bonus. You that stay till the end, you are going to drop, I am here now in this comment. I am here. Put it in the comments. because you are the only ones I'm going to accept into the Action Accelerators group. So go and say, I am here on YouTube now. I have a timestamp of this moment. I am here now. So if you are here now, put I am here now. And those that are here now are only the ones that are going to get into Actions Accelerator. Community managers, please note their names. I see Sheyi, I see Kenny Agbaje. You are here now. Put it in the comments. You are the ones that are going to get into Action Accelerators. Like I said, we're taking this serious. This is next level. So those that are writing I'm here now are going to be accepted into Action Accelerators, because you are going to, I'm going to be on your neck. Community managers are going to be on your neck to ensure that you put everything you have learned here into action. So the next 8 to 21 days, you're going to be building publicly. Publicly. You're going to be showing us what you have learned. You're going to build your brag sheets. You're going to start the evidence journal, which is what you'll be sharing every day on LinkedIn. You now you see, you used to say, I don't have something to post about on LinkedIn. Now you have something to post about. And I'm going to follow you. You are going to, in Action Accelerators, once you join, you're going to drop your LinkedIn profile. I'm going to turn on post notification for you because I am on your case. I'm going to see your documented posts. When you post, I'm going to see it and interact with it. Okay, so if you are here now, you are going to get added to Actions Accelerators. Like I said, Action Accelerators is not for everyone on the group, and that is why it is by application only. But those that are here now will get added to Action Accelerators. So you're going to start your evidence journal, and you're going to produce your 4 explainer documents. That 4 explainer documents will now be put together and it will be featured on your profile. And then from day 22 to 35, you're going to set up your home lab, your practice environment, and you're going to complete your hands-on tasks. Screenshots, everything, portfolio projects, everything. Okay? And on day 36 to 60, you get your specializations, your 4 weeks deep dive, your portfolio projects, your interviews. You are going to start preparing for interviews, Q&As, weekly LinkedIn posts, daily LinkedIn posts. Like every week you write a recap and say, oh, this is where I am. Okay? And if you have not done the certifications, for some other people that have done the certifications, that is fine. But if you have not done the certifications, you're going to start preparing. Hands-on, practical, you're going to start preparing. Okay? You are going to publish on GitHub. If you need to use GitHub to publish, you're going to start publishing on GitHub. And then from day 79 to 60, in exactly 6 months from now, you start doing your resumes, applying. For some that have already done some of these things, for example, some that are working with me on the mentorship, you can skip some of these lines because you probably already did it. But for those that have not done it, this is your 90 days roadmap. Okay, so I've only seen 2 people that said they are still here. I'm here. So I have 2 people that are getting added to the Action Accelerators. I can see Kenny and I can see Sheyi. Can you guys go on your WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp group and type I am here now? So you're going to be added to Action Accelerators. I'm here now on WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp Welcome Lounge. Just type I am here now. And then the 2 of you are going to be added. If you are here and you are not ready to commit to this, don't put I am here now. Don't do anything. Don't take any action. But if you want to be added to Action Accelerators and you want to be held responsible, then you need to put I am here now in the WhatsApp comments section. Okay, Ludran is also Luthan 007. And then we're going to take it from there. All right. So this is just a recap of everything we have discussed. We have spoken about rejection. With your strategy, you can weaponize your rejection. We're talking about your resume. We're talking about the brag sheet. We're talking about LinkedIn. We're talking about the interview system. We're talking about how to negotiate your offer. All right, that is everything we have course. So this is what I'm closing out with. You are not one certification away from the career you want. You are one system away from the career you want. One system. Yes, this is a 90 days roadmap. So I'm going to take Q&A shortly, just 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes, because I need to run. We're going to do Q&A. So if you have questions, I can see a question already. I'm going to respond to that. So I said you are one system away. So you need to download the playbook. So there is a 90-day playbook. There's a 90-day pivot playbook. That is not a free resource. If you want to get the 90-day playbook, I'm going to be dropping links, everything in the video that is going to be uploaded after this. So that upload is going to have all the information about this section, and then you can go to my LinkedIn profile to see the information. But I've promised two things on this call. I've promised a screenshot of the brag sheet, which you're going to have so you can create your Excel file. I think that answers the question I was asked earlier about, or can we have a document? So you're going to open an Excel file, title it My Brag Sheet, and then you're going to have those 7 sections. I'm going to drop a screenshot of that brag sheet, the 7 steps in the brag sheet on the WhatsApp group. Okay? You have your LinkedIn profile optimization, and you can start today, not tomorrow, today. Okay, so you have a question. What if I'm still in my learning phase for my skills? Do I still join? Yes. So you have 90 days. So the challenge is to spend the next 90 days on yourself with a strategy. That roadmap I just shared. So 2 things are going to be on access accelerators. On the accelerator group, we're going to have a copy of that brag sheet, and you're going to have a copy of this slide here. Your 90 days rejected to hired roadmap. This screenshot is going to be there, and we're going to be holding each other responsible for our own success. Now you go and run with everything that we have discussed. I want to know, do you have questions, first of all? So drop your questions. In the next 3 minutes, I'm going to be responding to as many questions as I can get. In the next 3 minutes, like I said, I need to run. So drop your questions in the chat. Franklin, okay. So again, I'm going to repeat this. If you are here now, just go to WhatsApp and drop I am here now on your WhatsApp, on the WhatsApp chat. I am here now. I am here now on the WhatsApp, so you can be added to Access Accelerators, and that is your gift from me to you, because those that says I am here now are those that we're going to be doing the accountability for the next 90 days together. You're learning, you have learned. We're going to be holding each other responsible. We're going to be having daily checks in on Access Accelerators, what you have done, what you have implemented, where are you? So if you are not ready to be held responsible, please don't comment on don't comment if you are not ready to be held responsible. Go to the WhatsApp group. If you have access to the WhatsApp group, if you don't, check the description of this particular live stream. If you check the description, you will see the access, how you can access the WhatsApp platform and join the welcome lounge. And then once you join the welcome lounge on WhatsApp, write I am here now, so you can be added to the WhatsApp group for accelerators. Okay. And that brings us to a wrap of tag 1.0. How do you feel? How do you feel? I need your comments. I need you to drop it in your comments, your emojis. How do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? All right. How do you feel? If I plan to specialize in ethical hacking, I mean red team, can I? Yes, anything your specialization is, you can join. Access Accelerators is not a mentorship or anything. We're just going to be holding each other responsible. Yeah, so red team, I think, is still related to, is still related to security operations centers, right? So you are a red team member, you are a GRC analyst, You are not even doing cybersecurity, you're a tech professional, but you want to be held accountable. So access accelerators is for people that want to be held accountable, accountability. Accountability, that is what it is for. You are going to tell us in access accelerator my goal. So I'm going to post that, that brag sheet formula there and the 90 days plan there. You are going to tell me this is what I want to do. You're going to tell all of us and help you be responsible, because what I've realized based on this line of work that I do is that a lot of people say they want to do something, but they lose ginger after 10 days. After 15 days, they're like, I'm tired. Maybe this is not for me. But we are going to be holding each other responsible in Access Accelerators to say, this is what you have said you wanted to do. Have you done your LinkedIn post? You are going to post on LinkedIn. You are going to tag us in Access Accelerators. You are going to put your portfolio projects together. You are going to tag us in Access Accelerators. Okay, that is what this is for. It's not for me. It is for everybody on Access Accelerators to hold each other responsible. So I'm not the person coming to say, have you done this? Everybody is going to be asking. There's going to be daily checking. Okay, so we are going to have time for daily checking. We're checking in on each other. Have you done this? You said you were going to do this. What are you going to do this week? List it out. Have you done it? Have you done it? All right. All right, thank you so much. So that brings us to the end of Tag 1.0, and I want to say a very, very big thank you to everyone that attended from day one till today. You guys are the real MVPs. Can you drop your fire emojis? The best, like show us the feeling. How do you feel? What is your emoji? Are you excited? Are you drop those emojis? I want to see them. I'm grateful that you have stayed to this point. And like I said, yes, you feel empowered. All right, somebody says, I feel empowered. Yes, empowered. I feel recharged. I feel good. I feel well fed. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, thank you, everyone. And yes, this Tag 1.0 is free, but the next one is not going to be free. So for everybody that took the opportunity to attend this, to support, to register, you would hear what are the next steps. You will hear more from us. We're going to just be sending not the way we're sending it during the event, but once a week, you're going to be getting updates from us. Oh, these are new resources that are available. By the way, I have so many resources available that you can benefit from. Some of them are absolutely free. Some of them are paid. So I'm going to be sharing that information with us on the Welcome Lounge. For those that are interested in copying, for example, there is interview domination strategy. It's a playbook that you can have review. I have the 90 days cybersecurity pivot. That's also a playbook. If you want a copy of it, you can reach out and say, oh, yes, I want a copy. And then I'm going to send you the link to get it. There's a resume template that I'm giving away for free. If you want that resume template, then you can access to it through my online store. So, and if you have questions, please go ahead to the WhatsApp group. Let's continue the conversation from there. This is the end of the webinar. This is the end of Tag 1.0, but this is not the end of our journey together. We're going to do so many great things together, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to celebrate you. Just put I am here now on the Welcome Lounge. I think that is Shay. Who asked what number do we message? If you check the description of this live broadcast, you will see the link to join the WhatsApp group. Yes, you will be getting, so on the WhatsApp group, this is a very good question. On the WhatsApp group, in the announcement forum, I'm going to be dropping the links for all the live sessions and all the recorded sessions on the WhatsApp group. So the live sessions, and then there will be recordings afterwards made available to the general public, which is not part of this. Like, we're going to cut out some things that we feel are not like that we already did for the SOC and the GRC sessions we had yesterday. Today, we're going to join. So for those that want to join, the description, the link to join the WhatsApp group is in the chat. I also send that out through the emails for those that are registered for this webinar. You also have it in your email. So come to the to Thrive Academy, the global platform, and drop your information on the I am here now on the WhatsApp group, and then let's take the conversation from there. We're going to be providing resources, resources on the platform. So the conversation does not end here. All right. Thank you so much. From the depths of my heart, I want to say a big thank you. God bless you. I cannot wait to celebrate with you. I cannot wait to celebrate with you. All the information you need, all the resources you need, both all the free resources, everything is going to be made available on the WhatsApp platform. Thank you very much again for joining. God bless you. And I cannot wait to celebrate with you. Bye bye.